What if the most expensive real estate market in the United States was quietly correcting itself, not all at once, but city by city, neighborhood by neighborhood? In 2026, while the headlines still portray California as the most unaffordable state in the country, the data tells a different story for those who know where to look. Certain California cities are recording meaningful declines in condo prices. Not a collapse, not a generalized crisis, but a real measurable correction, one that directly affects buyers, sellers, and investors. Today, we're going to analyze the 10 cities where the signals are clearest, backed by data, economic context, and a clear breakdown of what it all means for you. Stay until the end, because the picture is more complex than it seems, and there are important exceptions we'll cover as well. To understand what's happening with condos in California, we first need to look at the broader macroeconomic environment. Mortgage rates remain elevated. Following the Federal Reserve's rate hiking cycle that began in 2022, the cost of financing for the average buyer is still significantly above pre-pandemic levels. That reduces purchasing power and slows demand, particularly in the condo segment, which historically attracts first-time buyers. At the same time, available inventory has increased in specific markets. More units for sale means less competition among buyers, and consequently, more downward pressure on prices. There's also a relevant behavioral shift. After the pandemic, a significant share of buyers began prioritizing single-family homes with more outdoor space over compact apartments in urban centers. Condos were directly impacted by this migration in preference. The result? In specific segments and specific cities, the market is adjusting. Fewer bidding wars, more negotiating power for buyers, and prices that now reflect a new demand reality. It's important to say up front, this is not uniform. California is large and diverse, but the data points to clear trends in at least 10 markets worth paying close attention to.
City number 1, Oakland. Oakland is currently one of the markets showing the most significant declines in median condo prices across the entire state. The city faces a confluence of negative factors: rising available inventory, falling demand from buyers who have migrated to suburban areas with more space, and a perception of risk tied to public safety concerns that has reduced the market's appeal to outside buyers. For buyers, the signals indicate a meaningful increase in negotiating power. For sellers and investors with units on the market, the trend demands an adjustment in price expectations and greater patience with the time it takes to close a sale. A realistic scenario: a homeowner who purchased a condo in Oakland in 2021 at the post-pandemic market peak may be facing an appraised value below their purchase price today. The decision of whether to sell now or wait for a recovery depends on individual circumstances, but the market is clearly not working in their favor in the short term.
City number 2, Fremont. Fremont is often cited as one of the most expensive Bay Area cities for middle-class families. The condo market, however, is beginning to show signs of correction after years of rapid appreciation. The city was a major destination for homebuyers during the pandemic, with people seeking more space within reach of public transit to San Jose and San Francisco. Now, with part of that movement reversing and remote work losing traction in some sectors, demand for condos has cooled. Inventory data shows more units sitting on the market for longer periods. The market is becoming more balanced, which, depending on which side of the negotiation you're on, can be seen as a risk or an opportunity. City number 3, Stockton and the Lodi region. The Central Valley has historically offered more accessible prices than the Bay Area or the coast, but Stockton and the Lodi area are also beginning to feel the weight of weaker demand. Projections for 2026 indicate a steady decline in condo prices, an adjustment that reflects the region's economic sensitivity. The population here has a lower median income than the coast, and with mortgage rates still high, effective purchasing power has dropped more sharply. For investors who acquired units in this region expecting rapid appreciation, current data calls for caution. There are no clear signals of an accelerated recovery in the near term. City number 4, San Mateo and East Bay counties. San Mateo and parts of the East Bay occupy a peculiar position. They are premium markets, historically in high demand by tech workers. But even here, the mid-range and entry-level condo segment is recording a pullback. The wave of layoffs at major technology companies between 2022 and 2024 left a mark. Fewer high-income buyers available reduced pressure on this market, and condo prices responded accordingly. What's interesting to observe, luxury condos in San Mateo have remained relatively stable. The downward pressure is more concentrated in entry-level and mid-range segments, suggesting a two-speed market operating within the same city. City number 5, Alameda. Alameda is an island city with distinctive architectural character and a strategic location close to Oakland. Its condo market has closely tracked the shifts happening across the broader East Bay suburban market. Median condo prices have shown significant declines compared to the 2021 and 2022 peaks. A combination of lower demand from first-time buyers, who are highly sensitive to interest rates, and modestly higher inventory has created downward pressure. For buyers who have been watching Alameda for years and found it out of reach, the data suggests the entry cost into this market has decreased. The risk is that recovery may take longer than expected. City number 6, Contra Costa County. Contra Costa County includes cities like Concord, Walnut Creek, and Richmond, markets that absorbed a wave of demand that spilled over from San Francisco and Oakland during the pandemic years. Now, with demand normalized, condos in this region are facing a relative oversupply and a more cautious buyer base. Data shows increasing days on market and wider negotiation margins. Sellers who are waiting for the right moment to list may need to revisit their price expectations if their selling horizon is short. City number 7, Chula Vista and the San Diego metro area. San Diego is often cited as one of California's hottest markets, but Chula Vista, in the southern part of the metropolitan area, tells a different story. The condo segment here is under pressure from growing inventory and demand that has slowed more sharply than in other parts of San Diego. Data indicates buyers have more options and more time to negotiate, which translates directly into downward price pressure. Important context: Chula Vista recorded intense appreciation between 2020 and 2022. Part of the current adjustment is a natural correction after that acceleration, not necessarily a signal of structural market deterioration. City number 8, Riverside and the Inland Empire. The Inland Empire was one of the biggest beneficiaries of pandemic-era migration, families leaving Los Angeles and Orange County in search of space and more accessible prices. In the condo market, however, the signals point to a partial reversal of that trend. Some of the buyers who relocated to the region are finding it difficult to resell as demand for new units has decelerated. Data from Riverside and neighboring cities like San Bernardino and Ontario show increasing time on market and reductions in listing prices, classic indicators of a market in correction mode. City number 9, parts of the Los Angeles suburbs. Los Angeles is a massive and diverse market. In the city's core, high-end condo prices remain resilient. But in the surrounding suburbs, cities like Norwalk, Hawthorne, and parts of the San Fernando Valley, the picture is different. The more affordable condo segment in these areas is suffering from the combination of high rates and more reluctant buyers. The luxury market holds, the entry-level market gives ground. For those who have been tracking condo prices in LA suburbs for years, the current window represents some of the best negotiating conditions in the past 5 years, with the caveat that recovery may be gradual. City number 10, selected submarkets in Sacramento. Sacramento and its metropolitan area also make this list, particularly submarkets with a higher concentration of condos built in the last decade. The city was a major destination for Bay Area migration during the pandemic, which rapidly inflated prices. Now, with a partial reversal of that movement and a weaker local demand base to absorb the available inventory,
condo prices are showing a moderate but consistent downward trend. The data suggests Sacramento is not facing a crisis, but a normalization. For local buyers who were priced out of the market in recent years, current signals point to increased, albeit relative, affordability.
Oakland, Fremont, Stockton, San Mateo, Alameda, Contra Costa, Chula Vista, Riverside, the LA suburbs, and Sacramento. 10 markets with different stories, but a common denominator in 2026, the condo segment is going through a process of adjustment. This is not a collapse. This is not a generalized crisis. The data shows a correction, a market that, after years of accelerated appreciation and demand-supply imbalance, is recalibrating. The risk increases for those making decisions based on past projections. The opportunity grows for those who understand that real estate markets move in cycles and that correction cycles always precede recovery cycles. The big question that remains: are we in the middle of a healthy correction or at the beginning of something deeper? Today's data points to the first scenario, but the real estate market rarely signals in advance when it changes its mind. And are you watching a condo market in California that didn't appear on this list? Are you seeing trends in any city that look different from what we analyzed? Drop it in the comments. Your local observation may be more valuable than any aggregated data point, and it could be the topic of our next video. If this content was useful, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We analyze the American real estate market every week without alarmism and without oversimplification.